Nikolai, yeah?
Hello, Mr. Potat.
The second time we did this video, and you asked me to invite you the next time I do something like this.
Yes.
So today we will watch this video.
Oh, there. Modern democracy explained in 2 minutes.
I watched like the first minute, and I think it's one of the most videos I've ever seen.
Well, damn.
So I don't like to use this word.
The
but
thumbnail looks good.
Let's just start, you know.
Modern views on democracy are absurd. People put it on a pedestal and worship it as an objective good. Some even believe that if something is voted on, it must be wise.
So Nikolai,
It isn't that it's voted on that it's wise, it's that it's voted on that the people want it.
but Nikolai,
Who said the people were wise?
but Nikolai, the people want free stuff, and free stuff for the people is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Who wants healthcare?
Who wants healthcare?
Who wants? I prefer corporate slavery.
Yes, Nikolai, I prefer normal slavery. You know, sounds great.
Yeah.
And I think we should bring back serfdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds great.
I think we should just the state is costing too much money. Let's just sell the whole state to a corporation.
Sounds great, and then we become.
I can't wait for Siemens to own Norway. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be building washing machines till I die.
Yes, 2 days, because then you die off because of our work. But okay, let's be legit. Yeah, democracy isn't perfect. Totally.
It isn't perfect, but it's the best we have.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And the whole video is basically saying how shit democracy is without saying what the alternative should be. Because there is no alternative. The only alternative is dictatorship, where the dictator just murder rapes his population if he wants to. And if he doesn't want to, he may do it by mistake. And what do you do if he by mistake murder rapes his whole population? Nothing, because you can't vote him out. Okay, you could start shooting him, but then he starts shooting back, and then you have a civil war. Yippee!
You shoot him, then a worse one comes to the power, and he shoots you.
Yes, or you come to power, become the dictators yourself, and the cycle repeats. So,
well, no, that's last one there sounds pretty good. I think I'll choose that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I'm the dictator, I'm not complaining. You know, like if I have a stable regime, if I can. Like, I don't need to be good, but I just need to be able to stay in power until I die, you know?
And then when you see that things are about to get out of hand, you just, like, hand over the power to, like, the next most powerful guy, but you're like, you were always my protege, my son.
Exactly.
Go take him.
Exactly.
And then you just live on a state pension till you die.
That sounds funny, and then you just watch everyone else shoot each other. Anyway, also, one thing the video is kind of failing to say is everything positive about democracy. Like, we live in the most prosperous time of humanity. Like, if you look into a communist state with a dictatorship, or any other state with a dictatorship, or a king.
Yeah, but like for us, the most prosperous time has gone. It was in like the 80s and 90s when you could buy a house for like peanuts.
Okay, and how did this most prosperous time happen? Correct, democracy.
War.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry, sorry. We need to... Yes, sorry. I forgot that we had like war in the 80s, and not how many years? 60 years of peace? No, 40 years. 80s. That is 40 years.
We just beat down everyone who tried to oppose us.
We beat down everyone who dared to fuck with our democracy. Like, the democracy went in, punched everyone in the face, said, shut the fuck up. And for some fucking reason, they forgot to do it for like the last 80 years. Which now.
Yeah, because it's inhumane, apparently.
Yeah, inhumane to fucking shoot people who don't like your democracy. Anyway, and I don't mean the citizens, I mean other states, okay? I do.
Hostiles.
Yes, I mean hostiles.
Student, demonstrants.
No, that's not hostiles.
Hostiles.
No, that's not hostiles.
Hostiles to the state, to the greater good, to the purpose of society.
Oh no, we have fascist dictatorship again. Fuck.
Well, who said that? I'm a Stalinist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm a fascist painted in red.
oh, I'm sorry, Nikolai. I'm sorry.
How dare you call me a fascist?
Will cure that delusion.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is, if the voters get dumber, then democracy dies. Which is
Doesn't it also mean that the leaders get dumber? Like if a dictator takes power, he's just as dumb as the rest of them?
I don't know, but the point in this is kinda okay. If people are dumb, the democracy will get dumb, and that's
Well,
kinda correct, isn't it?
yeah, but if the people are dumb, who's gonna fucking lead them? The leaders are part of the people. If they're dumb, the leaders are just as dumb. So
Like, not only that,
Are-
if your people are dumb, your
are we gonna
democracy
be-
failed.
are we gonna be dumb in community, or are we gonna be dumb in a dictatorship? I don't get it.
Like,
In which way is that a fault that the fucking human genetics are regressing your brain?
so, like, there is so much to unpack here. Like, for example, even if you have, like, then a king, okay? The king is, for whatever reason, really smart. And, not
for free.
and everyone is dumb for whatever reason. Like, it will still be shit, because if everybody's dumb, they can't build smartphones and shit and whatnot. Like, okay, but sure, we can go back to, like, we had it already. It could be, I forgot the name again. Serfdom. Back to serfdom, yeah, sure. Like, we make the king ultra smart, everyone ultra dumb, else ultra dumb, and then we have serfdom. Nice. But it totally, like, I get the argument, but it's still retarded. Like, it's saying, yes, if people dumb, then the state dumb. Yes. Yes, my guy.
Yeah, but at some point, like humanity will, or like this civilization will rebound because it's just a part of us humans, just to learn things
Like-
and try to become smarter. So at some point, the humans will fucking rebound, and we have another fucking the Enlightenment, and suddenly right again, and the down with the tyrants and all of that over again.
Or the fucking dipshits will realize, oh, we should maybe stop not funding our schools. And so the education will go up. And so the voter IQs goes up again. Like, I guess this guy is American because I saw the thumbnail. And I'll be honest, someone where the education system is so badly funded shouldn't be, like, worried about, like, how do I say this correctly? I am missing my English vocabulary. This guy shouldn't be surprised that the voters are dumb if the fucking education is dumb. Nikolai, did you know that education makes people smarter?
No, I thought you beat him with the book.
Ah, sure, true.
Beat knowledge into him.
Anyway, I am going to unpause.
Democracy is a tool. It works.
Let's force
It's a tool.
shopkeepers to sell for sheep to stop inflation.
Hey,
Damn,
big brain ideas.
big brain ideas. And
I like this guy.
I-
He's big thought.
yes, I think we are all of a sudden in a communist dictatorship because the shopkeepers, because I do not pay cheap prices for my fucking bread. I need
Your bread? I think it's our bread.
Sometimes, for some societies. The foremost advantage of democracy is that it's supposed to make taking power peacefully cheaper than by force. Instead of fighting, you rally support and put it to a vote.
No. That's not the only upside of democracy. For example, if there's a huge group of retards, okay, and this huge group of retards votes a guy that is a retard, okay, this huge group of retards, at least some of them realize that they voted a retard, and thus they will stop voting this retard, and thus someone else will go into power who isn't a retard. And you do not shoot the retard to get your guy in power who might be better.
Retardonomics.
Yes, retardonomics. Like, I fucking hate this. I hate this so much.
If you're successful, then it is assumed you would have won a war anyway.
I also have never heard this argument about democracy. And I'll be honest. Like, there's so much good things you can say about democracy. Only say the one niche thing that has to do with the stuff that happens the most in dictatorships. Anyway, let's unpause.
But that only works if you would have actually won the war. Imagine two parties. One is disciplined, armed, and productive. The other is dependent, disorganized, but large.
I think I know his political views, Nikolai.
You do.
Let me guess. I think this is a case of I drew myself as a Giga Shed and you as the
I
virgin.
think this guy's an anarchist. But yeah, I don't know what to say at this point.
I just don't get it. Like,
Always lose
Damn.
popular elections. But if they decided they want to fight a war over it, they'd be guaranteed to win.
no, they're not. Because let's just look at the communist revolution in Russia. The state still lost. Or the Chinese revolution, where the
Well,
tiny
the Chinese Revolution is a bit more complicated because of like the Sino-Japanese War and all that. But the Russian Revolution is like dumb be dumb.
Yeah, but to say yes, the people who are better will always win the war. This is just not true. You know?
The aristocrats got dumber and more complacent, and and the peasants were just as dumb. So
Also, fun fact.
and the
Okay, you start first, yeah?
yeah, and the only reason why the Reds won was because they were able to get their shit together and work together, unlike the fucking whites who just like, no, I am leader of counter-revolution. Fuck you, bitch, you dumb. I am leader. No, I am leader.
Okay, so it was dumb.
Meanwhile, the
versus
Reds
dumb.
were like, my name's Lenin, and I'm shooting you if you say no. Fuck off.
I guess that works. But the funny
Yeah,
thing
that's how you win war.
Yeah.
You unite them.
But the funny thing about democracy is, yes, in a democracy, you can actually say, I think this guy is shit. I think we should stop this. Like, this guy couldn't make his video if he lived in a dictatorship. I think China would have a problem if you upload something like this in China. But anyway, let's just pause.
Democracy, in this case, isn't a tool to avoid war, but rather guarantees that it will happen.
No. It's only if you have a failed democracy, yeah? If your state is failing, then sure. But fun fact, nearly every failed state resulted in a civil war, except if somebody rescued it. But look at Rome as best example. It was so great and it started to fail, and it failed hard. Over and over again it failed, and there was from time to time a guy who could rescue it, but and then they had massive civil wars. Like,
guy that could save it, but then got stabbed in the back, and then he died, and then another guy came, tried to save it, he got stabbed in the back, and then he died, and then it collapsed even further, like average Roman things.
Yes, Nikolai, but it wasn't a democracy. No, I'm sorry, the Senate was a democracy, kinda, not really, anyway. But Nikolai...
A wealth-based democracy where only the rich could vote, or the upper class.
Yeah, I think also families. You didn't necessarily need to be rich, I'm pretty sure, but you were usually rich if you had the title.
Rich or like a part of a either influential or rich family.
Yeah, so this argument is just dumb. I'm staying with this. Like, you can't make this shit up. He's basically, like, the problem I have with this, yes, he isn't wrong, okay? But fun fact, this isn't something that's unique to democracy. It's everything that is failing as a state has this. There is not... Do you know one failed state that didn't result in a civil... Okay, Russia. I'm sorry, Soviet Union. Yeah, kinda,
Well, the Soviet Union ended in a civil war.
It did?
Yeah, the attempted coup and then the standoff in Moscow when the Soviet Union fell.
But this wasn't like a full-blown civil war, wasn't it?
No, not a full-blown, but it was an internally civil war.
So you see, if a state fails, there's civil war. Oh no, we would have thought. So maybe we should try to get a state that can stabilize itself, because you can vote out the dipshits. That's... Anyway, I'm just going to... But I'm getting angry, Nikolai. You were on pause.
Okay.
The second issue of democracy is short-term incentives. Most voters just want free stuff. Politicians promise them free stuff in exchange for votes.
Yes.
I'm a bit surprised that he hasn't changed the color coding at once this whole time.
The funny thing is, right
It's
now,
always red is retarded, the blue is smart.
yeah, but I now have a question. Which party in the US is red and which is blue?
Uh,
If I'm not mistaken, aren't the
aren't-
Republicans red?
Republicans are red and Democrats are blue, I think.
So I now see a Republican on the left and a Democrat on the right.
But then you also have red is for socialism, blue is for conservatism.
Yeah.
So then,
But so hmm. I
yeah,
don't
the
fucking know.
Democrats are blue and the Republicans are red.
I once again hate this argument because it kinda once again seems like he's saying, yes, if you have a long-term solution or whatever, as a dictator you can just do it, which isn't true, for one. And for two, the problem with long-term solutions is that a long-term solution might not be a good solution. And if you do not have a good solution that you can implement soon, you have a problem. Because maybe in
Indeed.
10 years it's not good anymore, you know? But that's not a good argument. I need to admit that, yeah? But still, usually, like, no politician wouldn't promise. Okay, once again, my English vocabulary. No politician would promise something that the people didn't want. And usually they want it because they need it.
You gotta promise the people something they want or something that they think they want to get them on your side.
Yes.
You need to entice them to vote for you.
Yes. So, okay. This is not something from German politics, like the CDU. It's mainly they have like this rule about black zero. Do you know the rule about it?
No.
Okay, I don't know if it's like a rule of philosophy. I think it's even implemented in our constitution. It's basically Germany isn't allowed, except in really special cases, to go into debt. Not a single cent. We are not allowed to spend more than we earn. Like, we need to hold the black zero. Like, 0 plus, 0 minus, you know?
Yeah, that sounds smart.
That sounds smart, but the problem is we have a lot of things in Germany that are just rotting because we don't have the money for it. And true, you could try to go the hard way and try to find situations where money is just like, I don't know the English word.
Plentiful?
No.
Available?
No. Used in the wrong way.
Misused.
Misused, or like there's too much spending going on. Yeah, we have also the problem in Germany that our system is kind of old, and and that's the reason why a lot of stuff is really slow and really expensive. Like, for example, or like we have state media, which is in theory really good, but the problem is it's like has really old mechanisms, and so you have like 20 cameramen for a shot that would need one, and so you pay 20 guys instead of paying one, which is obviously a problem.
Bureaucracy.
Yes, we have like really bad bureaucracy. And the thing is, you could obviously say, okay, I am going in and fix bureaucracy. That's something that would make it possible, that then we have more money to spend on more important things. But the problem is, because nobody wants to do that, that's on the one hand. And on the other hand, nobody wants to like spend more money than we earn. We have this spiral down of, yes, we have a lot of problems, but we can't fix them because nobody is giving the money. And that's one of the reasons why I fucking hate this argument right now. This, like, how do we pay for it? Like, that's not... You, blue guy, shouldn't say, no, it's too expensive, you shouldn't pay for it. You should offer a solution how you pay for it, and you will be voted.
Well, you see, to fund this new road, we have to cut our costs on the ice cream fund, so ice cream will go up in price, sadly.
Like, this is something that makes me really angry, and it's kind of hard to speak about in English because I literally do not have like the words for it. But like, that's one of the reasons why I really, really hate or like conservative parties, because they are like, yes, the oil systems are great, we are not safe changing it, but no, we cannot spend more money than we earn, so they don't fix shit. Or okay, they try to fix it, but they fix it really, really, really slowly because there isn't enough money to fix it fast. So it makes me pissed. Yes, Mr. Nikolai, was this understandable? My rant.
Yes.
Beautiful. I will unpause.
A de facto bribe. Of course, there's no such thing as free stuff. It's taken from the productive and given to the loyal voters.
I also love it that the communists are all the not productive. Okay, to be honest, that's a stereotype. And it's kind of true. And it is also kind of true, not gonna lie. I do not like the communists. The communists are dipshits.
Ah, yes, we live in. Yes, if you only had communism, I didn't need to work and I could make my art forever while the state sponsors me.
Yes, and then you get shot because your art isn't to the state standards. I hope they get shot, I'm gonna be honest. But like, this once again kinda goes into one of the things I hate, which is, or like not what I hate, but you know this like argument about like if you should how was it called? Tax the rich more,
Yep.
or like big companies and shit. And there's like this whole argument about it, blah blah. And I have the feeling that this like kinda tries to connect to this, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
And because left side is obviously a rich person who earns a lot of money, most likely, and thus needs to give money. So the that it can't. Okay, I shouldn't say this word. I need to fucking censor myself. So the retard who doesn't want to work is not.
Well, you have to censor that too.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. So this idiot who is not like this idiot, yes, this idiot here, that isn't working gets paid, which is wrong. For one, you should tax the rich guy more to actually build infrastructure or whatever, but you shouldn't give it to the retard. You know? Like, if I say no, yes, please tax the rich more, because I actually agree with at least, like, if you look at Google and whatnot, that they are not really taxed. At least in Germany, there's like a huge problem with it. I don't know if it's in Norway the same.
Oh no, we tax our rich so much that they left.
Yeah, we also have like, we tax our rich as well, but we have the problem that especially foreign companies like giants like Google, Amazon, Apple, they basically don't pay anything because they have like special laws, because they are firms from outside, I guess. I don't fucking know why, but basically they're not getting taxed, and it makes me angry. Also, I'm getting pissed because the politicians are also getting paid more, which is also funny. Anyway, yes, Nico.
Yeah, the politicians instead of like spending more money on the public services, they give themselves higher wages.
Yes, this is it in Norway the same?
Yes, and I hate them.
I hate it also so much. Like, I kinda understand if you would say,
Okay, so we have these schools that are underfunded, so we're gonna close them out in the districts. But yes, we're gonna increase our wages by like 200,000 Norwegian kroners a year. So
yes, it's the same in Germany, and it's so bad, and I think it is so fucking retarded. Like,
theft of public funds, should it be called?
yes, it is so dumb. But yeah, I hate them. Anyway, I unpause.
This creates a race to the bottom as politicians compete to promise more free stuff in an
No, they promise to actually. They either promise to promise free stuff, or they promise to fix shit. If you're too
Free stuff?
free stuff, if you're too dumb to actually fix it, you promise free stuff. Yes, but if you have a good education system, you have people who know that this is an idiot move to vote, then so they will vote the guy who fixes shit. And if there's nobody that fixes it, then it's obviously who they going to. I fucking hate them. But they have also free healthcare, totally commie shit. Gifting the poor shit. Oh no.
Oh no, taking care of your population. Ew.
there was a move by the German government to actually repeal some of our public healthcare. It's insanity. Like they wanted like in Germany you have like a class system in the sense of if you have a class you get funded by the state. Like if you, for example, have like a disability, and they basically wanted to
Yeah.
remove the lowest class, like people who are not
So basically, just let the poor die.
not necessarily, but like for example, if you have a broken foot, yeah, like in the sense
Yeah.
of you can't use it anymore, never ever, okay, like you do not
Yes,
need
so you're crippled.
yeah, you're crippled in the foot, yeah, so you can speak normally, you can kind of work normally, but it's hard, and like you can't use everything anymore, you can't work in your old job anymore, but technically you can, like, for example, just start working in, I don't fucking know, some office, yeah.
Office.
Yeah. So prior, what they want to do is basically right now you would get help from the state because obviously you lost your old job. You have, like, you get funded. But they basically want to say no. You can work in the office job. I don't fucking care. Go work in the office job. You are not getting funded anymore. Which at first may make sense, but at second it's fucking retarded. This guy fucking has a broken foot. What are you? Yes.
Well, the thing that people forget is like when you get like a crippling disability, you also need like in most cases you probably need like a I forgot what it's called, like you need a new foot or you need a walking cane or you need this new equipment.
I just,
And most people can't afford that shit.
yeah, I just know that
We're just gonna let people just live miserable lives where they can't reach their full potential because we're greedy.
I just know that like the politicians gave themselves a raise and afterwards tried to remove like the lowest class, like in a like lowest in the sense of the most healthy help for disabled people, which is and Janus wonders why I fucking hate the CDU. Like I fucking despise them. It's not a joke even anymore. I think there's there is some value in them. Like, not everything of them is retarded. Like, I like, for example, that they are really traditional. They want to preserve stuff about German culture. I like this. But if I hear them, yes, let's increase the wages for politicians. Let's increase the, like, also they want also to increase the rent age. So is it the rent? The if you're old, you don't need to work anymore. How is it called?
The pensioner age.
They want to increase the pension rate from, I think, 65 to 70 or something like this. And it's so fucking weird. It could also be
The only problem with that one is that, sadly, because of the demographic shift, we have a lot of old people, a few young people. So the young people have to work more to like upkeep the old people.
The thing is,
So you have to keep more people in work to keep the economy going.
I don't know how it is in Germany, but the thing is, in Norway, but at least in Germany, the main problem for us is basically the current working population is paying the former. Yeah?
Yes.
And there were like attempts to rework this. So basically, you pay, and what you pay is getting saved for you, which would actually just solve that. Because if the state has your money that is paying for you later from your work, like if there are 5 people working for themselves, it's a difference than 3 people working for 5 people, you know?
Yeah.
So that would be such an easy fix, but no, we need to increase the rent age to 70. And we need to remove the disability class, and we need to increase the wages for the fucking politicians. I fucking hate this city. I will continue with this. I do not, Janus, if you hear this, fuck you. But I like that they drink beer. That's good. That's the only thing they can do.
An increasing population of people increasingly dependent on government handouts.
That's just false. That's the argument against healthcare again. I don't fucking care. No, it's just false. You heard what he said?
Oh.
Okay, let's...
Of course, there's no such thing as free stuff. It's taken from the productive and given to the loyal voters. This creates a race to the bottom as politicians compete to promise more free stuff in an increasing population of people increasingly dependent on government handouts. at the expense.
I think this is once again the argument against public healthcare. And I think it's just retarded to like actually debate against public healthcare. I think there's no real downside for it. But yes, true. The USA, greatest country in the world, totally doesn't have any problems with education, with healthcare, with anyway, let's continue to
The
actually
USA, the best third world country in the world.
like actually it's developing into this. I don't get why people are actually like, as an example, yeah, Germany or Japan, both nations with extremely good healthcare, or like compared to all of the world, Germany has problems. I don't want to talk about this because I will actually not stop talking. But extreme good healthcare, extreme good care for elderly, extreme good educations and whatever, and we with far less population than the USA and far less land than the USA. I don't know the comparison between Japan and the USA, to be honest, but at least Germany compared to the USA. And we still are close to them. We are like the second largest or third largest economy, even though we don't have nearly the same population or nearly the same land mass or whatever, but totally, or healthcare that actually keeps our population fit and education that actually makes them smart so they can actually earn a lot of money and make our economy great. This is all just a waste of money.
Yeah, it is.
How rich are Norwegians again? Nikolai, can you please explain this to me? And please also mention that you have free healthcare and a good education system up there.
Yeah, we do.
Yes. I don't understand this. I literally fucking hate this.
You see, many say that the only reason why Norway is rich is because we struck oil. We were kind of rich before that because of our shipping, but the reason why we are rich today is that we took that oil money that we suddenly got, and then we were like, yeah, let's invest it in the people.
Yeah,
Smart
like,
people makes money.
The USA had a lot of a shit ton of oil.
And people that live longer work more. So
Venezuela had a shit
that
ton of
healthcare
money.
thingy too.
Okay, Venezuela has a shit ton of oil. I don't know, to be honest. The USA has or had a shit ton of oil. The Romania has or had a shit ton of oil. You can grab so many places in the world that had a shit ton of oil and other natural resources, and they're all fucking poor, and everyone is fucking ill, and everyone hates the living there.
Mismanagement.
Yeah, and then you have like a place of like Norway, and what the fuck is that for an argument? Like, I'm getting pissed. I'm hitting my head on the table. My eye.
Damn,
Yeah.
he's killing himself.
No, I do not get how people like this can actually make a video. Like, the thing is, technically he isn't like saying healthcare is bad, but what else does he mean? You know? What else does he mean if you speak about stuff getting just as a present for your voters?
Defund the public. Defund the public.
Except education, except funding the poor, except funding healthcare, and I don't know what else he's talking about. Yeah, but if he's talking about something else, please write it to me in the comments. I know that there are nations in the world that actually pay their voters if you vote for them, which is retarded. But apart from that, if he actually, like, Russia paid, I think, for people who voted to be integrated into them, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know what else he's talking about, so I will assume that he's talking about this because he's not saying what he's talking about. This is making me pissed, Mr. Nikolai. I won't on pause until you do.
Of the productive members of society, who themselves may collapse under the pressure.
Okay. Also, if you say like a rich guy who is rich in the third generation is actually a productive member of society, I'm getting kind of pissed. Okay, he might.
Yes, you got your money from your father. What you gonna do now? I'm just gonna sit here.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. I will probably inherit also like I will inherit a part of the house. The house will be hopefully still expensive, so I can actually do something with it. But I will still grab this money and work with it, work hard with it, and that's something you can do, and you can actually like be productive. But to say people who are like having like like rich guys who inherited it, and or like have a massive volume of workers they're not paying fairly, and saying, yes, these are the productive members of society. How dare you to actually steal money from them? Are you like, what's with the guy who actually makes the money in the factory? Isn't he also productive? Why are you stealing his money? Like, it's making me angry. Also, Nikolai, fun fact, 40-minute recording, we watched 1 minute 35.
For
Yes.
democracy to work, two things must be true. Voters must defend their nation, and only those who give more than they take should vote.
Oh,
The first one is true, the second one is false. I think it kind of, like, the first one I totally agree upon. That's,
but
Yeah?
So only what he's saying is that we should have wealth voting.
yeah. Like,
Okay, so if you go to war to defend your nation, you get crippled and you can't work anymore. Haha, fuck you. No
Yeah.
rights for you.
that's the same I wanted to say. If you actually, like, worked and paid as long as you could and then became a cripple, you should still be able to vote. But if you never paid, you shouldn't be allowed to vote, for example. Yeah? Like, this is right now, so the first thing I actually agree in this entire video. Yes, if you were not literally born unable to work, you should work. And if you were literally not unable to serve your nation, like, wait a moment, if you were not born unable to serve your nation, you shouldn't be allowed to vote if you don't serve your nation. I totally agree with it. Maybe you could, I think you don't need to go to the military. You can also, like, I don't know, like, work as elderly, how is this called? A guy who helps elderly people.
Elder care.
Yeah, this thing. Like, or something similar, like something social, don't get paid a lot of money, so you serve your nation any other way than with the military. I think that should be something, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why
You shouldn't serve your nation. You should serve the society.
yeah, okay, but hopefully the nation has the best interest for society, because if not, it's fucking dumb.
Indeed.
But that's one of reasons why I really, 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 really hate people who, like, in Germany, we are implementing a draft again. Like, it was disbanded a few years back, and now it's getting implemented again, and everyone is like, what the fuck, guys? Like, a lot of young people are. And I personally, I was born unable to do it. Yeah?
Yes.
I have a disability. I literally can't do it. For one, I have allergies, which can be a criteria to not go to the military, because, like, if you die because your throat is closing because you eat a peanut, you are not a good soldier, you know? But I personally think if you're not ready to defend your freedom, you shouldn't be allowed to have this freedom. That's something I totally agree upon, and that's the reason why I fucking hate everyone who's against drafts. Like I said, I think if you actually say, I don't want to kill anyone, I don't want to, like, have a weapon in my hand, I do not want to do this, you should be able to say, I want to work with elderly, with young people, with, like, serve the society in another way for a few years. I think that would be fine, and it would be good, actually. But I really hate the people who are like, Russia may be coming, but I'm not defending Germany anymore.
Oh, I'm thinking.
Okay, then I wait for you to think.
Everyone should contribute in society. If you have too much money that you don't know what to do with it anymore, you can share it with the rest of society so that we can all progress together as a society.
I don't even think you need to do it.
Thank you.
Like, if you actually earn it legit, for one, I think not reinvesting your money in this case is kind of retarded, because then you can get more profit or more power or some kind of other profit.
You should implement a kind of system where where it's like, yes, we will give you tax cuts if you invest here in our country, and not fuck off with your money and invest in some cheaper place.
Yeah, okay. That's like what you said before. Kind of sounded like I wouldn't be allowed to, like, buy 10 castles because I already have 9. You know.
No, just if you have money, just invest it here in the country and
Yeah.
you're good.
That's a good idea. Moving to Iceland.
Protectors and providers should be in charge, not receivers and dependents. Instead, we have universal suffrage. Everyone has the right to vote. And in less than a century, it dragged the West from the height of civilization into decline.
I hate communists. I hate fascists. I agree that fascists and communists are the guys that kinda destroy our society. But what he kinda, I think he's implying that people like the LGBTQ scene is this. Because he actually gave them like the LGBTQ flag at the beginning and the rainbow hair and whatnot. You know?
Yeah.
Which is something I don't like. Like actually, like the LGBTQ scene is right now not good. That's something we can say, like we watched in my last video, if you want to look at it.
Yes.
I spoke about this as well. But in its essence, the LGBTQ community is a club who is technically fighting for the freedoms of people who do not have these freedoms, which is something that's good.
Everyone should have rights.
Yes, that's the thing. But the problem is, into this community, there are some. Sadly, this community got corrupted by retards, and thus the current LGBTQ community is sadly corrupted with retards. That's correct. Like
Yes.
everything else is currently. But and the problem is with this is, in my opinion, because the LGBTQ community is coupled with retards, this kinda destroys everything else currently, in my opinion. Like it kinda destroys the sentiment of freedom. Because LGBTQ stands for freedom and for rights, people say, oh, because these retards stand for rights and for freedom, we should actually forbid them. And to be honest, if you're kind of not that educated, this argument totally makes sense. Yeah? And with videos like this, I have the feeling that these guys are not like trying to differentiate between, okay, people in there are retards, but we should keep their freedoms. That's the original community promoted. No, they are saying these are retards, we should actually abandon their freedoms and we should fucking start shooting them. Yes, Nikolai, what's your conclusion?
My conclusion is that democracy is good, and if you don't think so, you should look in a mirror.
Yes, because I think I will see a fat fuck